Good morning. It is Monday, July 25th, which makes it 90 days out. Carry the one, divide by two. October 23rd. So we're 90 days out from a week away from Halloween. Like, that's where we're at. So well into the fourth quarter, obviously. And we can't stress this enough. We always want to be tracking. When we go through your vital signs, for example, one of the things that I ask you guys is how many under contracts do you have? Then based on how many you have under contract, we want to know the total volume, if there's more than one. If there's one, we want to know the total volume. And if there's more than one, when does the last one close? Because when the last one closes, it's the gap between that day. And then, of course, you know, if we're talking about maybe a August 19th closing right now, it would be the gap between then. And then, of course, October 23rd is your gap of no income coming in. So please be aware of that at all times. We are 90 days out from October 23rd. We're just about a week away, and I know a lot of people that do want to go might not have tickets. So I'm going to ask you and stress to you, keep your eye on the Intertubes. Keep your eye on the regional Facebook pages, our Facebook page, because some people may have tickets to James Shaw, and they may not be able to go. And this could happen over this next coming weekend. James Shaw is next Tuesday, August 2nd, at the Puritan Back Room in Manchester. Great opportunity to be in the room with James Shaw as he delivers his latest version of Shift, and obviously a phenomenal MAPS coach, an educator, and now our director of education for the entire company. So the fact that he's coming to beautiful downtown New Hampshire to spend some time with us, for those of you that got your tickets, I appreciate that. And again, they were selling single tickets and 5-packs, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt there's people in New England that probably bought some 5-packs that haven't used all their tickets. So tickets will be available, I'm sure. So keep your eye on the internet for a chance to get into that. And just ask around. If you know people that are going, maybe some people, maybe some teams beyond market centers bought 5-packs and they have something available that they can share with you. So that's going to be amazing. That's next Tuesday, August 2nd in Manchester at the Puritan Back Room. That is come for the shift, stay for the chicken tenders, or vice versa. Or, I don't know, I probably should put shift first, then chicken tenders, and then there are mudslides, of course, which are also delicious, which you should wait until after class for that. All that being said, we're in Ignite in just under 30 minutes, 9 o'clock in the Portsmouth training room, then, of course, online at KellerIgnite.com. We're doing Win with Sellers today. We did Win with Buyers on Friday. And again, you know, we're spending 2 hours together, so we're moving through the content rather quickly. I'm going to ask you guys that you are attentive, and just a friendly reminder to everybody, we appreciate that you guys are taking the time to join us online, and we're doing our best to deliver. I don't know, 98% of our stuff is delivered in a hybrid manner, and we're doing that as a service to you guys. We'd ask as a service to our instructors and a service to fellow students that when you are on, again, if you're in a noisy background, you stay muted, but put your camera on. It puts more energy in the room when you are in any sort of online classroom. Put your camera on. And in a lot of national calls, you'll see that they're constantly asking that. If we're on a MAPS coaching call, like, for example, this afternoon from 3:30 to 4:30, Zoe and I are in a national coaching call with MAPS. And if your camera's not on, they exit you from the room because they know that you're not engaged, because you're not fully engaged. So we're just going to ask you at the market center level here at KWCLM, please, when you join us for any online hybrid experience, stay muted unless you're talking, unless you're sharing, especially if you're in a noisy environment. And above and beyond that, please have your camera on. It just benefits everybody in the room. Above and beyond that, at 11 o'clock, I'm going to be meeting with all the future cappers, and that is at kellertv.com. So a future capper is anybody who's between zero, like you're just getting started, and you've done quarter cap. So about 3 deals. And you got an invite yesterday. You got a text invite yesterday. We're not going to say anybody can't come. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome to, but I want to talk to the future cappers. I want to talk to our growing agents who are just getting underway, just getting their business started. That's at 11 o'clock on kellertv.com. At 1 o'clock, 10 ways to ensure homes are ready to show. 10 ways to ensure homes are ready to show. That's on kwconnect.com. So when you go there at 1 o'clock, it's gonna pop right up. It's gonna be right on the homepage for you at 1 o'clock. Also on Mondays, as always, Ask the Brokers with JV and Westcott, and that's on Keller TV. And then 2 o'clock is the Regional Associates Growth Call for all of New England, and you can always grab that through the Zoom link, which is in the calendar right now if you look at your morning news. Friendly reminder for upcoming events. We're getting a better idea of what it's going to look like for our map for the rest of Ignite. Finishes out next Monday, our final Ignite, and then Ignite will be back in September. And then above and beyond that, we are going to be doing our business planning clinics. And those start September 29th. It is the final Thursday in September. We're going to be here in Portsmouth. It's a full-day training. If you've never done business planning clinic, we're going to be doing 4 of them this fall. We're going to be going between Portsmouth in September, Meredith in October. In November, we'll be in North Conway, and then in December, we'll be in York. So there'll be 4 opportunities for you guys to jump in on the business planning clinic. Hyper important. If you've never read the Red Book, I'm going to grab mine. Stand by. I think people get all in their heads, and they feel as if, well, I haven't read the Red Book, Tim. I can't possibly do business planning clinic if I've never read the Red Book. That is not true. You can. I want you to be in the room. If you've never been through the Red Book, which I say every chance I get with love, it's not a romance novel. You're not going to be like, oh my God, I got to finish this page. It is a business manual. This is the blueprint for our business. This is the blueprint for our industry. And it's so important that you have at least your initial understanding of this. So as you go through this, and again, there's a lot in here, and it is a dry read. It is a business blueprint, don't forget. It's going to help you understand that moving forward, you're going to hear stuff said on a regular basis by your coaches here, by Gary, by Nate, by Maps Coaching, by James Shaw, right? And then there's Shift, which is what he's delivering next Tuesday. As you get into these books and you realize, okay, these are heavy reads. I know a lot of people will invariably grab it. Well, I got it on Audible. I'm going to listen to it. I appreciate that. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you're doing audio versions of any book, really, especially a business book or a book that you're not reading for, if it's fiction and it's for pleasure, I'm less concerned about this. With our books here at Keller Williams, what I'd ask you to do is if you are going to listen to them in the car or listen to them just in general, as you finish, let's say you're listening in the car, you're driving to a showing, you're driving to a meeting, you're driving home from the office. In that 30-minute span, 45-minute span, what I'd ask you to do is when you do park, grab a notebook and just write down 3 questions. Not 2, not 4, 3. It doesn't have to be 3. Write down a handful of questions that you would ask of the classroom if you were teaching the content you just heard. Because that's going to elevate it from I was listening to it to you heard it. Right? Did you hear the content? So I want you to be an active listener if you are listening to these things on Audible. There's no wrong way to ingest this information. If you find it, because I know a lot of people grab it on Audible and then they up the speed, which gives me a migraine just thinking about it. And I talk fast, but I can't imagine listening to these books at hyper speed. I know a lot of people do that to save time. You'll invariably, on a larger book, you're probably going to save yourself maybe minutes, not hours, maybe hours if you're listening to it super fast. I don't know. Just take the time to understand, too, that you're not going to read the Red Book once. You're not going to read Shift once. You're going to read them multiple times. If you get a chance to get through the Red Book before we get into Business Planning Clinic in September, October, November, and December, do you have to go to all 4? No. Can you go to all 4? Absolutely. Are they all going to be hybrid? Absolutely. What I'd ask is that you get yourself to one of them. If you have an opportunity, no matter where you live in our footprint, I'd encourage you to come to September 29th. You're leaving that class that day with a relative understanding of what your goals are for 2023. And at that point, you can get started the very next Monday as we get into October. You can start the month of October. Your 4th quarter activities are going to turn into 1st quarter actualities. So please, if you can get to the September class, I'm going to implore you to make that effort. Above and beyond that, we're going to run one at the, don't have the date yet perfectly, but it's going to be the end of October. They're all going to be Thursdays. Toward the end of October in Meredith, and then we're going to run them earlier in November and December to stay away from the holidays, obviously. And November will be North Conway, and December will be York. And people, please understand our veteran agents, and if you talk to a veteran agent, they'll explain this to you. Our veteran agents go to this every year. I've got some veteran agents, because we started doing it June 30th this year. We did a halftime version, who are going to go to it in the fall to get ready for the year. They're going to go to it in June 30th as a little bit of a wake-up call to finish their year strong, and they're going to go back again in the fall. That seems like, wow, that's because if you do that, there's within a calendar year, that would be 3 times in under 12 months. That would be an entirety of 24 hours, a full day, to plan the other 364 days. I promise you it is commensurate with what it will do for your business if you spend time in the class working through these models that right now maybe you don't understand: the economic model, the lead gen model, the budget model, and the organizational model. You'll hear us talking about the 5 models now because we're talking about expansion as the 5th model. And please understand, it's the millionaire real estate agent. We're going to talk about a $1 million model. We're going to talk about a mega agent team, because everyone, more than most, their goal can fit inside the conversation. So you can scale your business and scale your thought process and think bigger. My job as your coach is to lift your lid, right? My job is to walk into the room and not adjust to the temperature, but set the temperature, right? I don't want you guys to be thermostats, right? I don't want you to be reactionary. I want you guys to walk into an environment and you set the temperature. I want you to be able to lift your own lid. And especially if you're a rainmaker or a team lead, you should be able to go into the room and make everyone in the room think bigger. Get uncomfortable, right? And understand that they are in charge of their greatness. So please join us for that. We'd really appreciate that. I'm going to remind you too, what's really important coming up is we've got Mega Camp. And if you can make that trip, that's awesome. Mega Camp is going on. It's coming up in August. It is August 23, 24. It's going to be in Texas. Mega Camp is always in Austin. I'll repeat that. Mega Camp is always in Austin. So you're thinking August, Austin, 100 and... Let's look up the weather right now. Let's just see what it is right now, just to give you an idea. Stand by. What you need to not worry about, because I always joke about the heat, and my wife reminds me that we go from the hotel to the convention center to an Uber to a restaurant back to the hotel. It's very rare that you're standing outside. People that live there, Jay Papazan from Keller Williams, obviously. I'm sure you've heard the name if you haven't. He works in the writing team, and he works in research and education with Gary. Jay said if you live down that way, if you live in the beautiful downtown Austin or just Texas area, they treat summer the way we treat winter, right? Unless you're going snowboarding or whatever, you're not going outside. Unless you're going on the boat, unless you're going to the beach, unless you're going to be in the water, or you're not spending an inordinate amount of time outdoors. So that being said, we're going to check the Austin weather right now. And I don't do this to tell you not to go. I'm telling you that it's not going to be that bad. So let's go to the 10-day forecast. Let's see what we got. Today, it's going to be 103, they're saying. Wasn't joking. And yes, for the rest of this week and into Monday the 8th, it is 3 digits across the board on the temperature. So I want to be honest with you. When we joke about the temperatures, it will be 2, 3 in the afternoon, definitely 100 degrees. People joke it's a dry heat. That doesn't matter. So is the oven. If you open the oven when you're about to bake a pie and stick your head in, it's the same thing. Actually, the oven's hotter. Anyway, Austin, August 23, 24, Mega Camp, an opportunity to spend some quality time watching Gary talk to some of the best agents in the country about what they're doing in their markets. Now, the Nerf sword that a lot of people will fall on and be like, well, yeah, but this guy was from Portland, Oregon. This kid was from Florida. This kid was from Southern California. What they're doing wouldn't work in New Hampshire. Not true. It's not true. If you've never tried what they're about to tell you they're doing and finding success because they're doing it and they're doing it consistently, you can't say it wouldn't work in New Hampshire. I'll use the analogy. It's always food. You can't grab a piece of pizza, bite the piece of pizza, and say, this is the best pizza I've ever had. I mean, that you've ever had. Sure, you can't say it's the best pizza in the world. You haven't had all the pizza in the world. You also can't speak to the fact that certain activities wouldn't work in New Hampshire if you've never done them. So the ability to learn from your fellow agents who are willing to be on stage, tell Gary their story, share their story with you, and talk about what they're doing at a high level. And what you're going to notice is all these people, next book right on cue, all these people are doing one thing at a high level. Usually this book is white. The dust cover died in the fire, so it's black now. The one thing. What is the one thing that you can do that such by doing, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? For us as realtors, whether you want to hear it or not, it's lead generation. It's lead generation. Gary will tell everyone in the company, everyone at our company has two jobs. The job according to your role, right? The job description attached to your role within KW and KWRI, and lead generation. Everyone in our company should be doing lead generation. If you've been at the beach this past weekend, if you're at a family event this weekend, you're in somebody's backyard at a barbecue, your ears should be wide open, listening for an opportunity to find out if we can help, especially if you're on staff at our company. Our job as staff members is to keep our ears open. I have the blessing of having 720 agents to choose from. I've got agents licensed in Massachusetts. I've got agents licensed in the entire state of Maine, the entire state of New Hampshire, and the entire state of Vermont. Now, do our agents that are licensed in Vermont, are they going all the way across Vermont? No, but then above and beyond that, we've got good friends that are across the state of Vermont. And maybe some of our agents at our company that are licensed in Vermont would go across the state of Vermont. I don't know. But we got to keep our ears open for that. So it's a great way also to build your referrals because you're going to meet people from all over the country. And people that are going to Austin in August are dead serious about their business. It's a great time. It's a wonderful city. Food, music, Gary. I'm going to ask you to join us. And right now, if you're planning on going, it's $650 for your conference ticket. You can do your digital ticket for $129. If you do your conference ticket, you also have access to the digital ticket. The collateral and all the information and all the content that's going to be on the digital ticket is going to be available to you for 60 days past the event closing. So through the end of October, you'll have access to all that content. Above and beyond that, find out who else is going. And find a roommate so you can split a hotel room, book your flights, and figure out if you're going. If not, do the $129 for the digital ticket. Do it from the safety and comfort of your own home. If you want to do that, that's fine. They're going to continue to deliver these events hybrid, most likely for the rest of forever, because they know that some people don't want to travel. Some people don't want to deal with it, and they want to make sure everybody has a chance to be part of this great event. And then the next big thing that's coming up, we have fall masterminds for the entire company are going to be in Boston, and that's early October. So circle, I believe it's October 2, 3. I think it runs over the weekend into the first of the week. You'll hear more details about that coming up. Right now, focus on Mega Camp. And then Family Reunion is always in February, and that is in Anaheim this year. And details on that will be coming much later. Austin is the next big ticket item that's coming up. So I trust you guys are having a great day. If there's any way that we can help, please understand we're all here to serve and make sure that you guys have what you need to take care of your clients. And you can do that by reaching out to, if you need help with your marketing, it is Alana Babineau. It is Time with Babs, B-A-B-S, timewithbabs.com. Her full suite of services is at KWCLMmarketing.com. If you need help with your transactions, you're tired of doing your paperwork, you know that if somebody else did your paperwork who did it arguably better than you, you'd have more time to go get more deals. You can reach out to Fulcrum TS, Fulcrum, Fulcrum TS, transactional service, fulcrumts.com. And Jason Houle will be at your services. You can see everything and have a conversation with him about what it looks like to have that paperwork taken off your plate, fulcrumts.com. And if you're looking for me, it is meetwithcoach.com, 603-834-2856, if I can help you guys with anything. Your brokers are available today at 1 o'clock, and you can do that at kellertv.com. I hope you guys have a great day. And again, we appreciate that you guys wake up every day and you can play wherever you want when it comes to real estate, and we're honored that you're here with us.